All right, we're back here on the Chase Thomas podcast, where I am now joined by someone who gets the opportunity, who just has this tremendous opportunity to play in a stadium where I would not be able to coach or play in because I would be staring out into the mountain range and just stare out into just how perfect and how scenic your stadium is. It was not known to me until the FCS playoffs, Coach. I will be completely honest. And then I see it and I'm like, I've got to go. Suddenly you are a destination spot for college football fans who are like, oh, this is amazing. We got to go see this. This is the coolest setting in college football that no one knows about. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. We have amazing college football. More tremendous. So, the settings when he's in a packed stadium on top of that, something to behold. And our guys are really fortunate to have it all on all ends. The support, the amazing place that we get a chance to compete in, and our school here, and just be to be in both on a daily basis is a real.
Well, how is the offseason going thus far? How's it going? Spring practice underway. We've got that going. So football, the break's over. I don't know if you really have a break in college football anymore, but how's the spring going for you and your team?
Good. We're 4 practices in. We got 5 tomorrow. We're going over a course of 5 weeks, 3 times a week. So kind of learning day in between, and like the progress we've made so far. We lost 5 starters on each side of the football. Some really good players in that mix, but we returned a lot of good players too. And this is always one time of year where you get a chance to see new guys emerge. Some of those guys that played supporting roles take another step forward. And I think we got some young, hungry guys that want to get out in that field and show what they can do. Beginning stage, but the direction we're headed.
Is there anything you're still thinking about from last season? Is there one particular game, one particular moment? Is there a play call you wish you had back? Is there something that you've been thinking about still now that the season's been removed for a couple months?
Well, for us, I think couple games didn't go our way. We had 3 losses, our first, our last, and then our last regular season game. And I think in each one of those games, there's probably some plays, late in our Wyoming game, we had a chance to put them away, and we did have an opportunity to sort of see that way that game went. Our Montana game, which is our last regular game, we never really see the momentum. And I think the one that probably sticks with us most is the national championship game. Like lots made about Tommy Millard, our quarterback, getting hurt the first sequence. So obviously, if I could prevent that, I would have. But it was more about their downs, their first series on offense. They converted. I think those are the plays, and we just, we didn't show ourselves the best we could have on that Saturday in Frisco. And you can't change it. You got to on from it, and that's that's what we've been doing the last couple months is doing everything we can to put the 22 together. It's a long road back to that stage, and I think explain that just because we were there doesn't mean we're going to get back there just because we got a new team, a new set of guys that we need on. So yeah, you look back and if you do this and that and what, ifs and buts, all that kind of stuff, drive yourself nuts. We just, you choose to move on and learn those situations that didn't go our way, and certainly reflect on, many of the great moments we had as well.
What drew you to Montana State originally? Was there one thing in particular that stood out for you that made you go, okay, this is the right fit for me now?
I don't know if there's one thing. There's a couple things. We played out here at NDSU at the time in 2010 in the playoffs. It was a second round game, and I think what struck me is this is a place at the FCS level that's obviously beautiful, but I mean it really has the makings, the support. It was a cold December day, and it was a packed stadium. It was a rough environment, and just having we played them again in 11, 12, and 13, but saw them on film a bunch, so knew that there was a lot of talent here through that stretch. I went on Wyoming, and I think getting more familiar with this region of the country, recruiting and being part of a recruiting model that included the West a little bit more. Just felt my two places, North Dakota State and Wyoming, but I felt like they really prepared me for this opportunity, and knowing that this was a place at the FCS level that could really achieve great things. You kind of the life here you mentioned in Bozeman is awesome. Beyond that, we get a chance to really be supported and win football games. Our guys got a chance to have a great experience, get an awesome degree, and you throw those things together. It wasn't too complicated to pursue this job.
What was the biggest lesson that Coach Bull taught you?
I think preparation. That's a very broad scale deal. I think it's going into every situation and being prepared. And he was very much CEO. The last 18 years that I had worked with him, hired people you trust, let them do their job, and make sure they're prepared. Give them a plan. I think that's the one thing. We never went into anything I was working under him where we didn't know what was going on, and he didn't make sure that we all knew what we had to do for our team to be prepared. That's in season, that's off season, and you could look at it on a day-to-day basis. This experience working under him, he had great mentors in his career, Coach Osborne in particular at Nebraska, but he's obviously my primary mentor, and I can't thank him enough for all that I was able to learn.
When it comes to Josh Allen, how many times are you asked, like, hey, what did you know about Josh early on? Did you see this coming for him? Did you see him just being a perennial MVP candidate and just being an all-time great and like a quarterback who is well on his way to a Hall of Fame career in the NFL?
Well, I think we certainly felt like he had the ingredients. And he wasn't a finished product when he left us at Wyoming. He left a year early. He made significant progress in his time there, but he's got tremendous gifts. If there's anyone throw the ball better than him, I don't know who that person is. And he really developed athletically, in our time together. But beyond that, his competitive drive and spirit is off the charts. And I knew that his motivation wouldn't cease at the NFL level. I think a lot of guys get paid, and that motivation changes as they climb the ranks. And I just knowing Josh, he's always going to find a way to have a chip on his shoulder. He had it coming out of high school with no offers. He had it coming out of junior college with the one offer, I guess, and he had it going in the NFL with all the questioning of who he could become. And now that he seems to maybe have it all made, I guarantee he's going to always have that chip on his shoulder and always be striving to get better. And he's such a great teammate on top of all that it's rare that all that stuff comes together, and I think he landed in a great place in Buffalo. Sometimes it's maybe as simple as getting in the right environment, but it all seems to be working for sure. And I can't say how proud I am of him, and just look forward to watching him for a long, long time.
What would you say is the most difficult thing for opposing defenses to understand or master about your offense when you're going into a new week and teams are like studying film? They're trying to figure out, all right, how are we stopping the Bobcats this week? What can we do to really limit what y'all do well? What would you say about your scheme gives them the most headaches?
I don't want to give away all our secrets. No, I think if we're doing things right, we have the ability to run the football first and foremost, and that that can be tailback run, that can be quarterback run. From a passing perspective, trying to attack through action. So you got to have guys with ability on the outside. So hopefully in any given week we can have enough different ways to do kind of the same things. I think I think we want to be as simple as possible so our guys can play as fast as possible. I know it takes good players to do that. So we had our fair share of challenges, I guess, but just that ability to lean on different things and at the same time not stress our guys too much. I think the underlying just principle to our offense.
What's been the toughest lesson you've learned thus far in coaching since you've become a head coach? What's the toughest thing you've learned? Well,
I'm about 14 months into being a head coach. I think it's hasn't been a lot of surprises. I think that when you ultimately get those first couple of times, you realize that everything does stop with you. Everything. As far as the leaders responding to issues, ultimately comes to your desk. I think that's different. Your responsibility, I guess, at the end of the day is just different. You're responsible for an entire team of young men as opposed to maybe just one side of the ball or just your position group. There's a lot of layers that, parents have entrusted our program, our coaches with their son. They're counting on you to do right by them, to develop them while they're here at Montana State. And that's a big responsibility and one that, I see differently now being a head coach. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of problems. We got a good group of guys here. I think we have coaches, assistant coaches that really relate well with our guys, but ultimately, still you got 100+ young men. It's not going to go all the time.
Exactly. And you sometimes got to do podcasts with guys down in Knoxville, Tennessee. You never know where the day's going to take you, Coach. You just never know. It's part of the whole head coaching thing. So I appreciate that. If you had to describe like you're in it.
New people.
Exactly. If you're in a living room, in a recruit's living room, and they ask you, they're like, okay, you want our kid to go to Montana State. You want us to join your program and follow your lead. What is the best selling point of Montana State football? What is your favorite aspect to point to of like, this is a cool thing that they're going to love when they come to Montana State?
Well, I think we're fortunate. We have a football program that's supported in a tremendous way. We're in a thriving community that's growing. There's amazing just positivity to it, and then we're at a school that is top notch. It's a school that you're going to walk out with a degree. And I can't say there's tons of play, and there are different opportunities out there that might have two of those three components, but I think I can look anybody in the eye and say we have all three of those components. So guys are going to have an awesome experience on the field. They're going to feel like a big time here, and they're going to enjoy themselves in the classroom and get a great degree. But then Bozeman and all it has to offer, this community really adds a whole nother element as well.
You have a day off, Coach. Nothing to do. The phone's taken away. You don't have to think about football for the day. What do you go do? What is your thing? How would you prefer to spend your day?
Well, I have three boys. I have a senior, freshman, fifth grade. So I usually start their activity. They all play football, basketball, and baseball. So, outside of that, I think I've been in the West in the mountains now for the last 8 years. Getting out and skiing in the winter or doing some hiking in the summer might be we do it. For my wife and I, it definitely starts with at a field or a gym somewhere, and I do enjoy that. I think being a dad, I think you're
a dad first and the coach second. It doesn't always time-wise work out that way, but one step away and you can be a dad and sit up in the ends and your kids have great experience. That's top of the list for me.
Okay. Has there been a crazy animal sighting thus far? Have you seen a big animal? Have you seen some big game since you've been in Bozeman?
Have not run across any bear, fortunately. I think that
no
was
grizzlies.
The big one. Coming back skiing from Big Sky, January we came around and there was a couple bighorn sheep. I'd never seen a bighorn sheep out in wild, and they're big, and those horns are there. They were. It was crazy. They were just there was a sign. They were sheep crossing, and sure enough, where they were. I think the way to knew where they liked to be, and they were there, and everybody slowed down. And no, we've been at Yellowstone, so you go in Yellowstone, you see bison, elk, all that. But as far as just driving along the road, that was probably the one.
Okay. We'll end on this. Coach, you get a cheat meal. Like I know you're a fit guy. You like to go to the gym. You're staying in shape so that you can suit up if necessary. We saw at South Carolina this fall. Graduate assistants have to be ready. Coaches should be ready. You never know who's going to get thrown in there. So, what's your favorite cheat meal? What do you like to eat that you're like, okay, I cannot eat this every day, but if I could, I would?
Well, I'm far from being able to suit up. I know that, first of all. I'm a Scandinavian. I'm 100% Norwegian, but my favorite food is Mexican. So I would eat any form of Mexican food every day, spicy and all that kind of stuff. So, we have a lot of good options here, and that's probably where I would begin and end.
Okay, I was not expecting Mexican food. So Bozeman, Montana, if you're looking for some good Mexican dishes, there's some good spots there.
Not bad, yeah. It's all relative, I suppose. I've been up in the north my whole life, so it's all relative, but certainly passes the test.
There you go. Coach, how do the good folks who are listening, who are big college football fans, that want to know more about Montana State, want to support you guys, see you on TV more, support the program, how do they support the Montana State Bobcats this spring, this summer? How do we support you guys?
Well, I think just as close as we can. I know, spring is a little different time as far as our coverage. Our coverage is primarily local, but I think we do get excellent coverage out here. Print TV, all that. I know our spring game is going to be on Montana-wide TV. I don't know if we can catch it beyond that. But I know in the fall we have big time to ESPN release. So, each and every week you find us on ESPN Plus and ESPNU. Hopefully we can continue that. Spreading the. I don't think we're exactly off the beaten path, but we are a little bit. We got product to sell here, and anybody that's up our way that goes to that Big Sky, take a little detour and check our campus out, check our stadium out. It's a sight to see.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited for what you're building up there. You had a great run this past year. Lot of great building blocks, great stadium, great atmosphere, and I'm excited to see you guys on TV more. I'm going to come up there. I got to be up there for a game. I got to make it up to Bozeman. My late grandmother, her favorite spot was Montana. That was her favorite vacation spot. So I want to make it up and see a game, because that is just you've gotten a bucket list out of me, where it's just like, as a big college football fan myself, that I got to see it. I got to do it. I got to experience it.
Well, we're counting on it. Yeah. Well, the press box has the best view. It's a view of the Bridger Mountains, and you have a tough time keeping your eyes on the field from there.
Well, there you go. There you go. Well, we'll make it happen. Coach, good luck this spring with spring ball. Good luck this summer and this fall if we don't talk again before then. But thank you so much for the time. I greatly appreciate it. I know you're a busy guy, and I greatly appreciate you carving out some time for the podcast this evening.
Thanks for the time. I appreciate you joining us.